What's going on, guys? It's your boy XQ420 here, and in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at a gentleman in New York City, black gentleman, okay, who's being awarded a little cash reparations for pain and suffering, and it has to do with a particular test that he had to take years ago that he continued to fail, guys. It's a teacher's exam to get his license in New York, or in the state of New York, and he continued to fail it. And now they are finally ruling in his favor and other people's favor as well, saying that the test is so-called racist, guys. I mean, that's what this. So that's what we got to go with. Let's look at it right here. Black man in NYC who failed teacher's test many times will receive over $2 million in compensation after court determines test was racist. All right, now I'm not exactly sure how they determined that. I don't know if they did any forensics. Okay. Now, from what they're going to say down here in the article, they just determined it was racist just due to the amount of white people who pass it, as opposed to the amount of black and brown bodies that didn't pass it. I mean, so I mean, that's pretty much it. I mean, that's how they're determining this thing, okay, without a doubt. Now, the gentleman that they've put in front of us, okay, is Mr. Herman Grim. He's the one that's getting the $2 million in cash reparations, okay? Cash settlement, no doubt about it, all right? Are they going to hit him with taxes, or does he get declared $2 million? That's the real question. Is he going to get declared $2 million, or are they going to hit him with a little taxes, all right? That's what we want to know. Hey, guys, I mean, can you tell me? I mean, you know they're going to hit his ass with them taxes. You know they're going to break him right on down. Shotgun status, double barrel. There ain't no doubt about it, okay? Oh, boy. So, Mr. Herman Grim, he's been awarded more than $2 million in supposed lost compensation plus interest after repeatedly failed a mandatory teacher's test that the court later determined was racially biased. All right, so the $2 million plus. So what did he get? $2,055,383. That's his cash settlement. So I'm not exactly sure how much it was before it got to the $2 million. But of course, they said interest. Okay, they said interest as well. All right. So he garnered interest during that time. You know what I'm saying? What's great, man? Folks be asking me about borrowing money, and I'd be like, hey, look, man, I'll let you borrow some money, but I need a little ROI, some interest. Folks be looking at me, and they got their nose turned up. I'm like, damn, everybody else get interest. Why can't their brother get interest? I'm sorry for the tirade, but I just throw that out there. I'm like, I'm looking a little interest myself. You know what I'm saying? Can't never get none, but folks have their nose square in the air at you. You be like, damn, cuz. But back to Herman Grim. All right, he getting a little interest, okay? The $2 million is the interest is included, okay? No doubt about it. He's 64, okay? And this series of judgment is expected to cost NYC perhaps more than $2 billion. Where are they getting the money, guys? I will wait on you. I mean, but we just keep handing out money, man. I'm just like, well, that's why our currency goes to shit. Y'all need to just keep handing out money. Y'all keep dishing out money. But the currency ain't going to be worth nothing. It ain't going to be worth wiping with, okay? It's like, dang, but it cost me to wipe. You know what I'm saying? With the currency. Dang, cuz. I mean, $2 billion? Ain't got no $2 billion to give out. All right? Now, this judgment stems from the liberal arts and sciences test, which all NYC teachers and prospective teachers were required to pass in order to receive a teaching license between 1994 and 2014. All right. So for that 20-year period, all right, you need to pass this particular test. I don't know what you got to do now. I guess you ain't got to do nothing. I mean, you know what I'm saying? They got the whole they got teachers in there now, but they ain't teaching ish, bro. They in there talking about, you know, how they got a female dick, you know, what they licked the weekend, you know what I'm saying? Gender queer and all this other nonsense. Hey, look, man, we'll hire you. What are your pronouns? I mean, you come with some crazy pronouns like you're hired. You know, bump the test. We don't need you actually teaching these kids. What is your political affiliation? Okay. And do you use pronouns? It said, I do both. It's like, you're in there, okay? They'd be like, you're in, okay? No doubt about it. So, it said between 1993 and 1995, man, they ain't giving but 2 years. Come on now. 93 and 95, 90% of white teachers and prospective teachers who took the test passed, compared to just 53% of their black counterparts. Hispanic test takers performed even worse, just passing 50% of the time. So, What it just looks like to me is that they got the people in there that they need to get in there. I mean, I don't see what the big deal is. You know what I'm saying? Looks like you got the folk in there that need to be in there. I mean, that's all I know. I mean, what you want me to do? I mean, they ain't passed the test. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like the military. They talking about, oh, well, we're going to reduce our standards because we got women in there now. It's like, boo, you can't just be reducing standards. I mean, everybody got to be able to pass this. You know what I'm saying? There's a there's a burden of performance when you get out there in the field. There's a burden of performance when you get out there and you start teaching people. So you need to be able to pass this burden of performance. If you can't do so, oh well, we'll move on. It cannot not be okay. Everybody can't get a dub all the time. You know, sometimes you got to pivot. You know what I'm saying? There's people that fail stuff all the time. They pivot and their lives turn out okay. Some of them. I ain't gonna say all of them. I ain't gonna say all of them, just some of them. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, hey, in this case, hey, if you want part of the 53 or the 50%, okay, if you want part of that as far as black, Hispanic, then you just won't cut out for it. Okay, that's just all there is to it. It's okay. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? We can't win at everything. So, I mean, I don't see what the big deal is here, but they're making a big deal now. But I find it funny they're only picking these 3 years, well, 93, 94, and 95. You know what I'm saying? I find it very odd. Why don't you give me the rest of the years? I want the rest of the statistics, okay? Well, look, 10% of white folk couldn't get it done either. So, I mean, what about those 10%, okay? What were they issue? You know what I'm saying? There was race involved in that. I mean, I'm just trying to figure it out. So it said, because of the supposed disparate impact of the test, a class action suit was filed against NYC's Board of Education in 1996. Even after a court ruled in favor of the city in 2003, the plaintiffs refused to give up and eventually secured a victory in 2012 when Manhattan federal judge Kimba Wood claimed the test violated the 1964 Civil Rights Act. And it said the city has reportedly claimed that it had no control over teacher testing, which was then mandated by the state. So they had failed first, 2003. They had failed. They lost, all right? They're like, look, man, it's just a test. Either you can pass the test or you can't pass the test. I mean, that's just pretty much it. I mean, dang, cuz. I mean, study up. That's all I know. I mean, what you want me to do? But then in 2012, they found somebody be like, oh yeah, it's definitely racist. There ain't no doubt about it. All right. There ain't no doubt about it. So I mean, they just kept taking it back. It's like, man, we're gonna get paid eventually. So I mean, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna get this dub eventually. You know what they do, man. The reason they go through these lawsuits, especially with cities and stuff like that, because they know eventually the city just be like, bump it, man. I'm tired of messing with it. Just pay the folk. That's what they do. They're like, because I mean, it's just gonna end up hurting them anyway because inflation, destruction of the dollar. So yeah, go and pay the folks. You know what I'm saying? They're like, man, go and pay the folks. I mean, I don't see what the big deal is. Just go and pay. All right. I mean, we fought this long enough, okay? We got to move on to different endeavors, all right? While they worried about this, we out here, we robbing them blind in these streets, okay? We robbing them blind in these streets. They worry about this nonsense because they couldn't pass the test. All right? That's what they say. So it said eventually the city exhausted its resources, a.k.a. they just tired of messing with you. And perhaps its will to continue fighting and stop fighting the lawsuit. In November of 2021, just before he left office, Mayor Bill de Blasio earmarked $1.8 billion in payouts in connection to the suit. Okay, so this was his final hurrah for Bill de Blasio. If y'all didn't know, he's divorced, okay? He's divorced, but him and his wife are going to continue living together as roommates. Well, that's kind of weird, but they're getting a divorce, but, we're going to continue living together as roommates. It's just like, I mean, y'all gonna bring other folk over? I mean, that's just, I don't know, man. It's just a little weird. That's all I'm saying. But supposedly folks are doing that nowadays. I'm like, man, some of the stuff we doing now, but we crazy, all right? That's just all there is to it. It's too many recreational drugs being done. That's just all there is to it, okay? Substance abuse is what they call it. Folks just ain't taking a hit. They taking multiple hits, all right? They're hitting all week. They ain't nothing but hits, all right? Now, it said, thus far, Grim, who took the test multiple times in the 1990s but never passed, has been granted the largest judgment. So he got the most amount of money. All right, he took it multiple times. Did they tell? I don't know if they told us how many times he failed it. He failed it so many times he couldn't even remember. It's like, boy, I done failed this bitch so many times. I don't even know how many times I failed it. All right, I failed the hell out of this thing. Boy. It said Grim told the Post in an interview that was occasionally interrupted by a chirp of a smoke detector. Oh, dear God. Well, man can't even change the battery in the smoke detector. I know what they're going to say. Oh, man, it just happened. You know what I'm saying? It just now started chirping during the interview. It's like, man, cut the interview. Hold on, bud. Let me change this battery. At least take the damn battery out. That's all I'm saying. But right here, he said he could not provide the outlet with any examples of racial bias in the test. Hold on, guys. He said he could not provide the outlet with any examples of racial bias in the test. No, ninjas getting awarded money, and they ain't even got no proof. They ain't got no proof. I don't know how you would prove it anyway. I mean, they ain't got no proof. You know what I'm saying? At least hit me with some nonsense. You know what I'm saying? So we can strike this thing down. At least hit me with that nonsense. He can't even hit me with no nonsense. My goodness, bud. I mean, now this particular dude right here said he opened a preschool business in the mid-90s and kept it open to 2015. Hey, I mean, look like he did okay. Well, maybe. We're going to see down bottom. He might not have did as good as we think. Okay, no doubt about it. And he did spend some time as a substitute teacher in the city until last year when he passed the current certification exam and became a special education teacher. Hey, look, so he passed one. You know what I'm saying? How he getting awarded $2 million? He just passed one. You know what I'm saying? I guess the tests aren't racist anymore. Okay, I guess the tests aren't racist anymore, and so more black folks can pass it now, seeing how it's a non-racist test. Is that the way it is? I mean, I'm just trying to figure this thing out. Is that how this is going down? Uh, this particular test isn't racist. The other one, man, boy, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it was saying nigger throughout the whole thing. He had me thrown off. All right. He had me thrown off. That's what he's saying. He be sitting there writing the test. Writing the test. He be sitting there taking the test, and I guess it would just throw the N-bomb in there to throw you off a little bit, and it'd be the math portion. You know what I'm saying? Be like, how many negras? And he'd be like, he'd look over the white person's paper, and be like, does your test say negra? Sir, does your test say negra? Because mine does. This is throwing me off, okay? Race. This is bigotry in this test, all right? There ain't no doubt about it. Obviously, they won't in there because he couldn't give the example. Dang, Bo. I was looking for something good, you know what I'm saying? Throw you off your game a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Throw a stereotype in there or something. It's like, man, some reason my particular test looked different than the white folks' test, you know what I'm saying? All of a sudden, they had different stereotypical situations and scenarios in there. I dropped a little negra in there, you know what I'm saying? Porch monkey was in there too. I mean, give me something. I mean, I'm looking something, man. I'm looking something, man. So so special education teacher. So he's in there now. All right, he's in there now. Now let's see how many people are actually getting paid out here. It said judgments may be awarded to as many as 5,200 failed test takers like Grim. Thus far, 3,000 judgments have been issued, ranging from a few $100s to Grim's $2 million. A few $100s. I mean, how he get $2 million then? Oh, folk got a few hundred, and then he got $2 million. Then it says at least 225 awardees have received at least $1 million. What are we doing? Okay. They done gave 225 people $1 million. Man, where my meal? You know what I'm saying? I mean, what? 225 folk done got $1 million. They said at least $1 million. Dude, this is the stuff I'm talking about, man. I mean, this is the stuff I'm talking about, bud. Our currency ain't gonna be worth nothing, man. It ain't gonna be worth nothing. Inflation ain't done with our ass, okay? Because we can't help ourselves. They just be passing money out that don't exist. Man, this money don't exist. What are we doing? 225 folk done got a meal. Then you wake up the next morning, you be a millionaire, per se. Like I said, I think they're gonna break it down on taxes. Well, you got $1 million, then you got state tax, you got federal tax, Social Security, so you end up with 300,000. I mean, enjoy your winnings, sir. I mean, there's no doubt about it. So it said many of these recipients will continue to receive money well into the future. As some judgments will provide recipients with a pension and health insurance once they pass retirement age. A pension? Man, there ain't no pension. Bo, there ain't no money in these pensions. There ain't no money in them. They talking about a pension. But the pension's already broke. The pensions are broke. Okay? I mean, hot damn, man. What up, bud? They just throwing money out there. And you be wondering why you can't get your meal. You know what I'm saying? You need to be asking for your million. That's all I'm saying. Okay? That said, in addition to paying out the judgments, the city's funded by taxpayers has shelled out $8 million to a special master appointed by the court to assess and allocate the payments, as well as a whopping $43 million in fees to the plaintiff's attorney. Oh my God! Dude, some cat done got $8 million as a special master. A special master of what? $43 million in fees to the plaintiff's attorney. $43 million. Both somebody cashed in. Man, both race grifting pays off, cuz it pays well, alright? It's a well-paying job. No doubt about it. Attorneys are licking their chops at this stuff. Cause they know it's gonna go through. You know what I'm saying? The white guilt's gonna be too much. Okay? The white guilt's gonna be too much. They're gonna be like, my white guilt is taking over, alright? I got to pay these Negroes, okay? I had to send them $1. Alright, no doubt about it. I send them $1 too. My goodness, man. Look at all this money going out. Oh boy, man, we in trouble, bud. We in trouble. Boy, so it says so much money has been spent fighting the lawsuit and now paying out judgments and fees that some argue that the city would have been better off hiring the failed test takers in the first place. They said they've been better off hiring these folks that don't know ish in the first place. Boo, they can't even pass the test to be the teacher. Man, they should have just hired them as a teacher. I'm just like, damn, cuz. Look, bud, it's just starting to. The burden of proof of you being able to perform a job is just going out the window. They're just like, man, just put them in there, okay? If they suck, so what? Pay them, all right? Just like, damn. But at one point in time, you had to be proficient in your profession. Proficient, you know what I'm saying? Bump all that. So let's see what Arthur Goldstein said, retired teacher in Queens. I've been teaching in overcrowded classrooms in miserable conditions when we could have had more teachers working. Instead, we just had the city paying money for no reason at all. It's ridiculous. Well, I believe that. Yeah. More teachers. Well, if the teachers ain't no good, I don't know how much better that is. I mean, I get it. Your class overcrowded. Man, say something to the folk that be having all these kids. You know what I'm saying? Be having 4, 5, 6 kids. Single mamas be having 8 kids. You know what I'm saying? Running around. Say something to them, doggone it. I mean, shit. I mean, the teacher couldn't pass the test. What you want them to do? My God. Now we got one person who's sane. All right, who's sane. This particular Brooklyn principal disagrees. Said the standards are standards. It shouldn't be based on what would be easy for blacks or whites. To hire people who are not qualified and change the requirements because a certain group didn't pass the test is bullshit. There we go. I mean, this is spot on right here. I mean, this is a win, right? I mean, somebody give that principal a round of applause, okay? Give him a round of applause. We appreciate that, bud. Hey, if you're getting past, you couldn't pass. All right, kick rock. That's all I know. So let's close this out. Grim said he would put much of his newfound money towards paying off credit card debt. About the man in credit card debt, man. Oh, dear God. I wonder how much credit card debt he's in. He said he will put much of his newfound money towards paying off credit card debt. Much. I want to stay as normal as possible. I'm not going to be a millionaire because I have overextended my welcome. Boy, that's probably probably got something to do with that business he had. My goodness, that closed in 2015. Oh God, do y'all think this man deserved this money? Somebody may think it. Okay, now I know usually when I do these videos, somebody put a dislike in there. Oh, help the Negroes, but above all that nonsense, okay? But above all that nonsense, man. All right, damn, man couldn't pass the test. All right, he couldn't pass it. All right, and that's just it. All right, so be it. Now I know what folks gonna tell me with Cube, the racial disparity. If they're in the hood and they go to the schools that doesn't have as much fun. Oh, so my goodness, man. All right, what you want me to do, man? Okay, I can't do ish about that. All right, tell those folk up there to get their act together. You know what I'm saying? And try to band together. But they ain't gonna do that, bud. They too busy slinging rocks and and chilling in these streets. Okay, that's what they're doing. So I want to know your thoughts on this in the comment section below. Do y'all think this is money well spent? Obviously, he said he ain't gonna be a millionaire because he's flat broke and he got a bunch of credit card debt. You know what I'm saying? Because he said he's gonna put much of it towards it, and that's a shame. All right, that's a real shame. But you get $2 million come your way, and then all of a sudden you're like, well, I got to spend it all on this credit card debt I got. It just be like, cuz, my goodness, man. This is stuff I'm talking about. I want to know your thoughts on this in the comment section below. Hope y'all did enjoy the video. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace out.